Thank you for joining us tonight. We are going to be hearing in just a moment or two from GFWC Florida First Vice President Dara Bergdahl. Her topic is reporting. Thank you all for being here tonight. Before we start though, just a couple of quick Zoom instructions. One is that we have now muted you and turned off your camera. So please leave it that way. If you have questions, you can go ahead and type them into the chat box, move your mouse around and you'll see the chat box and you can type your question in there. Or you can use your little emoji where click on more down at the bottom of your screen and you should be able to see the little place where you can raise your hand, a little emoji hand. So there's a couple ways you can get questions in there. If you have any technical issues, go ahead and put those in the chat box as well. And as Deb mentioned, we are recording, so there will be a copy of this made available to you within the next day or two, along with a survey. We'll talk more about that at the end. So with no further ado, whoops, I've got somebody that's not muted yet. I also want to say a big thank you to Deb Lubis and her committee. They are bringing us the webinar series this year, the Communications and Public Relations Committee, and we appreciate all of their help with that. And so with that, Dara, I'm going to turn it over to you, turn my camera and my mic off, and you can take it away.
Okay, Laura, do you have everybody muted?
Just about.
Okay.
Oh, hold on, please let me get your slides up, please. Oops, shoot. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. Can you see it?
Yeah, looks like Deb is ready. So we're gonna get started. Some of you have seen part of this before. We're gonna start off with the PowerPoint that I've done before, and then we're gonna do some demonstrations and some questions and answers. So Deb, I'm assuming you're ready. Sparkle and shine. It's almost reporting time. Who woke up today thinking Women's Club reporting is amazing? Well, you should have. Why? There are several reasons. First, club awards. We work hard in our communities and other Women's Club members are our peers, and they get it. To be recognized for excellence in this group of women is a good feeling. And when GFWC Florida is recognized at GFWC Convention in Louisville next year for your efforts, we are going to shine bright. Second, reports are the heart and soul of a club's history, like a diary of a club's activities during the year. They can be useful for membership recruitment efforts by allowing potential members to gain a picture of your club's activities. Our reports provide critical statistical information to help GFWC Florida and GFWC represent the membership to state and national policymakers and to receive grants and partnerships with state and national organizations. And not the last reason, but the last reason I'm going to mention today is money. Yes, money. GFWC awards money in almost every area of reporting. So let's get to it. What is necessary for reporting? Two things: paying your dues on time and the 2022-2024 Women's Club reporting form. That's it. That's all that is necessary. But there are several tools available to assist you in this easy process. The in-kind donation guide, club project worksheets, GFWC Florida reporting handbook. These forms are all available at the GFWC at gfwcflorida.org. Click one more time, Deb, in the Member Center under Women's Club Reporting. Let's talk about these optional tools. Click again, Deb. In-kind donation guide. This guide from GFWC is a reference guide. It includes clothing, household goods, furniture, appliances, and of course, miscellaneous items. These are estimated numbers of item worth and not exact figures of definite monetary value. The club project worksheets. Some clubs have a good way to keep track of their projects and programs and organize them for reporting. If you are looking for one, this optional worksheet might be for you. It has a tab for each of our reporting areas, and each tab is customized with the necessary columns. If the project or program includes an affiliate organization, you can indicate it in the column on the right. This will remind you to add the affiliate number separately when totaling your columns. The GFWC Reporting Handbook. This handbook goes into great detail of reporting. It has a calendar of due dates, reporting definitions, and examples. Information on where, what, and necessities of reporting, detailed information about statistics and narratives, instructions on how to split a project or program, reasons for disqualification, and FYI of what is done with the information that you send to GFWC Florida, and of course, frequently asked questions. Now let's go back to what is necessary for reporting. Paying your dues on time and the 2022-2024 Women's Club reporting form. Let's delve into this form. This is the first tab, the instructions tab. If you scroll down this page, you will find an abbreviated version of instructions and definitions. First, provide your club and president's information in the green and blue highlighted boxes. Today, we are the GFWC Sparkle More Women's Club. The next tab is your honor score. You can see that the club name, district, and number of members autofilled from the information we type in the instructions tab. This form may be completed by someone other than your president. That's why it asks you submitted by email and phone. If there are any questions about your honor score, they can most easily be answered by the person who completed it. The honor score is on your honor, so please read it carefully to be sure your club has earned the points. There may be a little bit of confusion under Roman numeral 4, President's Project and Director of Junior Clubs Project. These programs or events in the calendar year of 2022 could have been for two different administrations. That's okay. If it was before our annual convention in May for Diane Forrester or Candace Postel, or since convention for Linda O'Toole or Krista Knuckles, either is fine. The next tab is the Lois B. Perkins Award. Again, the club name, district, and number of members autofilled from the information that we typed in the instructions tab. Please fill in the green boxes. Now let's skip all the way to the last tab to see the Where to Report It guidelines. This tab includes ideas for projects in each area, but you are not limited to the suggestions listed. We recognize that clubs are unique. You are welcome to think outside the box and do it your own way. Ultimately, where you report a project or program is your choice. The question is, what is the intent of the project? The intent is key. Here's an example. An art therapy project that emphasizes the therapeutic value of art, arts and culture. Click one more time, Deb. An art therapy project to aid veterans with PTSD, civic engagement and outreach. Excuse me, just a sec. an animal-themed art therapy fundraiser to benefit endangered animals, environment, an art therapy project that helps special needs children focus attention, education in libraries, an art therapy project to aid those with addiction or depression, health and wellness. Maybe I'm not sure of what ideas are included in the civic engagement and outreach community service program or another area. In the member center of gfwcflorida.org, you can find the current GFWC page from the club manual for the community service program, signature program, or advancement area of your choice. In this instance, it's the civic engagement and outreach. This is the first of 11 pages in the civic engagement and outreach. One more time, Deb. The last paragraph tells me what it encompasses. Civic engagement and outreach are highlighted and encouraged, including citizenship, crime prevention, safety, and disaster preparedness, the needy, hungry, and homeless, our military personnel and veterans. Beyond these suggestions, look within your own community and the wider world for ways to make a positive impact. Now back to our reporting form. The other 16 tabs are our reporting areas. There are 2 special programs, 5 community service programs, 6 advancement plans, ESO, human trafficking, and the President's Project. There is not a tab, but a dedicated row for the Director of Junior Clubs projects in health and wellness. Go back a couple, Deb, for me. Click ahead one. Each of these reporting area tabs has a section at the top for the contact information that looks like this. Please fill out the green boxes. Even if one person is completing all of your reporting areas, it needs to be completed on every tab. These tabs will be received separately by the chairman. And if they would like to contact you for more information about your fantastic project, this is the only place they can find that information. Just below the contact information is a section for the statistics. If you are in the leadership, this is what it looks like.
Hey.
Some others may look a little bit different, such as environment, President's Project, health and wellness. Each area has specific columns and rows in line with GFWC. The third and final section on the tab is for narratives. For each reporting area, you may complete 5 narratives. You get to choose the 5 best of your club's projects or programs in each reporting area to brag about. In the yellow boxes, the title and the statistics in the narrative section are for this project or program only. Each of the 5 narratives have a maximum of 3,000 characters, which is about 600 words. Okay, let's put this together and see how to fill out a tab. The example projects I'm using are not mine. They have been borrowed from past reports of several clubs. The names have been changed to protect the innocent. Once again, the club name, district, and number of members auto-filled from the information we typed in the instructions tab. And we need to fill in the green boxes with the contact information. If we use the club project worksheet, that would make filling this out a breeze. The Sparkle More Club filled out the Junior Special Program tab that we're looking at here. They had 2 community service projects and 2 affiliate projects. The gray line is where they magically total for you. The Sparkle More Club wrote 3 of their narratives on 3 of their projects. Remember, there is a maximum of around 600 words that are allowed in each narrative box. This narrative is titled Dime Toss for March of Dimes. Remember, the statistics in the narrative section are for this project only. This second narrative is titled Kindness Rocks, with 7 volunteer hours, no dollars donated, and $27 worth of in-kind donations. And their third narrative is a diaper drive, with 1 volunteer hour, no dollars donated, and $200 worth of in-kind donations. Now, if we move over to the statistical information tab that we're looking at now, we are not to enter any information here. It's all gray. The tab will just automatically, magically, technomagically add up for us. Here are our junior special program statistics that we entered on the tab. At the bottom of this statistical sheet, you can see the grand total of everything your club has done, and then separate information in the affiliate organization numbers to help us better report to GFWC. You should have been saving this document on your computer or drive or wherever it lives from the first time that you downloaded it, and saving it each time you make changes to it. When your reporting tabs are completed, including your honor score and your lowest B Perkins, here's what you need to do. Save it with your district and club name and keep it in an Excel document. On or before February 1st, email it to reports@gfwcflorida.org. You will get a response that you received it. I would recommend that you also email it to yourself. That way you can make sure it went through. If you do not get a response within an hour, please check your junk file and then proceed with an email to me at firstvp@gfwcflorida.org. Now we're going to take some questions. That was supposed to say questions, but it looks like I made a little mistake there.
I'll just stay there.
Sounds great. What we didn't talk about before were questions. And if you have some questions, if you would type them on the meeting chat, that way we can all see what your questions are. What I'm going to do while you're typing in some questions for us is I'm going to show you a couple of things that we've talked about, and you can see them actually in practice. We're going to look at the club project worksheets. I'm going to make this bigger this way just so you can see. Oh, you can't see because I'm not sharing my screen yet.
I'm getting there.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm showing you things and you're not seeing them, but that's good.
Where?
Don't forget, type in your questions or write them down if you want to ask them. But typing them in will get them answered quicker.
Deb, if you want to click the stop sharing button, then Dara will be able to share.
I'm trying to find it.
Maybe just move your mouse around. It's usually at the top and it's red.
Oh, yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Sure.
There. Now I'm going to do shares. Well, is it with Dara now?
Nope, you're good. Dara's going to share her screen in a second
Awesome.
here. You're
Great.
good.
Thank you.
I don't have the capability of sharing my screen.
Oh, hang on. I think I know how to fix that. Might have to be you, Deb.
Okay. Multiple participants can share simultaneously.
Nope, it's the who can start sharing when who can share all participants. Dara, you should have permission. You should now. No?
Nope.
Okay, where am I looking then?
It is clicked for all participants to be able to share. So I'm not sure. Dara, what happens when you click on the green square share screen button?
Got it.
Okay.
Let's go here. I think.
I bet it's going to work. Yay. It's
How's
coming.
that?
Perfect.
All right.
Okay, I know there were some questions up and I just glanced at a couple of them. And so two of you looked like you had the same one. And yes, I can hear the panic in you typing. 5 narratives for each area. And I'll show you that in just a minute. What I'm going to show you first is this club project worksheet. Some of you have your clubs keep up with your projects during the year wonderfully on your own and you don't need this, but a lot of our clubs have a real difficult time keeping up with their numbers throughout the year or knowing how to add them up and what type of columns are included. So you can see here, this is the arts and culture, and you can number the projects. You don't have to because you're not going to use that information anywhere else. You can just do a quick name for your project. You can put in your volunteer hours, dollars donated, in kind. And if this particular project or program belongs to an affiliate organization, you could put an X there. Now, at the bottom of this, and I'm going to scroll down, this was wishful thinking that you could have 200 projects. I put some totals down at the bottom. We are going to, you could see my cursor down here. I'm going to go over to, let's see if it was, yes, junior special program, which is what we looked at earlier. And on this club project worksheet, I put in 4 projects. You see that the dime toss that we talked about earlier, and it's an affiliate organization. The rock painting and the volunteer hours and the in-kind donations, the diaper drive, and then St. Jude. And I forgot to put here an affiliate organization. And you can do it however you want to. You can put in a yes, you can put in an X, whatever works for you. And then down at the bottom of this page, if you scroll down, you can see that it added those numbers up for me. So this is just one of the helpful tools that we have. Now I'm going to go to our reporting form because I can see that's where we're going to have the most questions and most issues. This again is the first page, and there are simple instructions here about statistics and about narratives, some definitions, and about awards. And of course, really big at the bottom, the deadline. The next tab, if you'll look down here at the bottom, is honor score. And I've put a few numbers in here just to show you how they add up at the bottom for you. Most of you have seen an honor score before, and I do ask you to fill out an honor score. Even if you don't complete every area, the honor score has information about what contest you entered, what programs or projects you did. And some of them, for example, line 35 says participated in a president's project or event in your district. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if it was before convention and it was Diane Forrester's president's project in your district? Yes, that counts. Or if it was after convention and it was Linda O'Toole's, then yes, you can take the 4 points there. Either one of those works in this area under President's Project and Director of Junior Clubs projects. We have community service programs, and this tells if you had activities in them, other reported participation, representation, and then bonus awards. The next page is your Lois B. Perkins Leadership Achievement Award. And again, please fill this out. It's important so that you can have those numbers there. And I know Marion Kaysen is saying, please, Dara, tell them to fill it out. So whatever you've done, fill those points out here so that we can know what you've done throughout the year. Don't fill out one and not fill out the other. Fill out both of those. Now I'm going to go over, you see down here at the bottom of this Excel sheet, it has arrows. So I'm going to arrow over to the right until I see Junior Special Program. And here it is. So I'm going to click on it. This is what we were looking at earlier, and it has our information at the top. I filled out the green section with the member that did this particular tab for Junior Special Program. We have our community service projects in this area. The project that we did for March of Dimes, and the check we wrote to St. Jude's. Now, I did not type the narratives in here, but the question I saw earlier was, are we limited to 5 narratives for each area? And yes, I'm going to show you, this is Junior Special Program, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's it. If you have 8 that you want to write about, you're going to have to pick 5. That's all we're looking at are 5, and that's on every one. If I go over here to leadership, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excel does not let us choose how many words you put in there. It's characters, and that's why I said 3,000 characters, because that's around 600 words. If you use really big words, it might be a little less than 600. If you use a lot of small words, you might can get in a lot more words. It just depends on how you fill those out. Here is the Boggy Creek President's Project. And all the way to the end, the last one, Women's History and Resource Center, with the statistical form, which is going to add all the numbers up for us. And that's really going to be for our state's information, but you can look at it and you can know what your club's done for the year. And that Where to Report It tab that has a vast information for us.
Dara?
Yes,
There
Laura.
are quite a few questions in the chat box. If you would want to go back to the CSP tab that you were on, do you want me to read them to you, the ones that are related to what you were just talking about? Okay, I think you've answered some of these, but I just want to make sure. So Susan Luce asks, please go back to the limits on narratives, 5 narratives for each project or 3,000 characters in each report. Any limit on the number of projects? I think you've answered that, correct?
You can have as many projects as you want. Now, I had 200 on that one worksheet. That's just because I didn't think you'd have more than 200. But when you list here, you can see right here where it says number of projects. You could have 200 legislation and public policy projects, but you can only write narratives about 5. Do you think that answers the question, Laura?
I do.
Okay.
And like Susan, if that doesn't answer, please put another note in chat. And then Bonnie Josie asks, am I correct for each reporting area, we can do up to 5 narratives?
Correct.
Okay. And then Martha Shellnut asks, can we combine projects that have some similarities like honoring veterans?
That's a great idea. If your club under civic engagement and outreach did, let's say, 3 projects during the year that honored your veterans, and you already have 4 other narratives that you have, and you have these great veterans projects, but you just don't have enough narrative space, or you want to put them together anyway, you could say our club organized 3 or 5, whatever it is, veterans activities, and this is what it included. And if you can fill it out in those 600 words, that would be perfect. So yes, you can do that. I had a club also ask me about doing individual projects for their Women's History and Resource Center. They had several small things that they did, and they wanted to put that together in fundraising. And because they did 4 small projects to raise money for the upkeep of their house. I'm sorry, it wasn't upkeep, it was preservation of historical documents. I hope that helped.
Okay.
Next one, Laura.
Sally Milner asks, do we just lose all the other stats beyond the 5?
No, absolutely not, Sally. And that's why I showed you this form that we use for the club project worksheets, because your totals from here go over to your reporting form. This is just like last year, except you could write more narratives. You had a spot where this says community service projects. You could have 50 projects there. I could type 50 projects, and we had 400 hours. We donated $300, and we had $150 in kind. So yes, the director of Juniorettes project is here because that her project is for homeless. Let's say for Canine Companions, we had 3 projects from in this particular area, and March of Dimes, we had 1. So I already have 54 projects in civic engagement and outreach, but we're only writing narratives for 5 of them. We definitely want all of your totals here, where these totaled at the bottom. We want that to be inclusive of everything that you did for that area. It's just we're limiting narratives, which helps you not have to try to find a really creative way to say you wrote a check somewhere, is what we're trying to help. And we're also helping the state chairmen who are reading all of your fantastic reports to really see what you think your most important things that your club did that year.
Okay.
Next, Laura.
Kimberly wants to know, where can I find the report form to download?
The report forms are on gfwcflorida.org in the Member Center under Women's Club Reporting. If you have a problem and can't find them, underneath my picture is my email address. It's firstvp@gfwcflorida.org. Email me and I'll help you find it, or I'll send them to you.
Okay. Suzanne wants to know, if 2 or more people are working on reports, can the Excel sheets be merged, or can only one person keep the report form? Ooh.
Well, what I would recommend that my wonderful friend Laura has helped me with this year is maybe save it in Google Drive, and then you both can work on it at the same time if you share that file. So merging 2 Excel sheets, that's beyond what I do with Excel. What I can tell you is that only 1 Excel sheet per club can be sent in. So if you get it done and you merge it together and you can handle that, that's fine. I would recommend Google Docs so that you can work on the same document together.
Bravo.
Yay.
Peggy wants to know, if you have a joint project with another club, can both clubs report it?
You can, but you can't report the same information. If Laura and I are both doing a project, she can only report the hours that her club did. I can only report the hours that my club did. We can both say that we worked on it together. As far as the money and in-kind donations, you're going to have to split those up too, because you can't both use them. If you're going to write a narrative about it, you could say in that narrative how much the other club helped in the dollars donated and the volunteer hours. You just can't count those in your statistical numbers. I hope that helped.
Alana wants to know, are we worried about double reporting at all?
Well, Elena, that's a great question. I'm going to go to our fantastic reporting handbook, which also can be found at gfwcflorida.org. And I'm going to scroll down here and show you a section called double reporting, which we're going to call it splitting a project because it just sounds better. Double reporting sounds like we're doing something illegal. There are 2 areas where we can split a project, and it's fundraising, you can see here, or communications and public relations. Now, when I say split a project or program, I'm saying I had a fundraising opportunity. We did our fundraising. We're going to write all about it. I'm sorry, it just says it right here. I'm trying to make something up when I've already written it. On the fundraising tab, let me make this bigger. Report the fundraiser and the money raised. On the appropriate tab, whether it's environment, membership, report the donation or the project for which the money was used. For example, if you do a car wash to raise funds for Operation Smile, report the hours spent doing the fundraiser on the fundraising tab, along with the amount raised, money coming into the club. And then on the civic engagement and outreach tab, you will report the donation made to Operation Smile, the money going out of the club. The hours cannot be double reported. You can split them or you can use them in one place or the other. And the same information on communications, and it also gives you an example there. I hope that helps.
Okay, Ruthie wants to know up to 5 narratives, but if you have more than 5 projects in the same area, you would still count hours, members, in kind, etc., and include in the total.
Yes, please, definitely. Don't leave that out. Put that in your statistical information. You can just only write the 5 narratives. Thanks for the question.
Susan wants to know, was there a tab for love, respect, and kindness, or do we add the projects there in the Boggy Creek tab?
There's not a tab for love, respect, kindness. If you remember last administration, there was not a tab or there was not a narrative specifically for the President's Project. Diane had us put it in each area that we thought it fit best. So if it is a love, respect, kindness program or project, still do that. Stick that under, let's say it was love, respect, kindness, education. Put that under education. The only ones that go under the President's Project tab are actually Boggy Creek. I hope that answers that question.
Harriet wants to know, so only write narrative on President's Project for Boggy Creek, but we can report hours and donations for both Boggy Creek and Love, Respect, Kindness on the reporting statistical form.
I think I'm going to say no to that because I think I understand your question. Let me go. Let's go over here. This says Boggy Creek, and this is the President's Project. The only thing that goes on this tab is for Boggy Creek. That's it, not love, respect, kindness. This at the top, this area in here is, let's say my club did 20 projects for Boggy Creek. They all go here, the volunteer hours, the dollars donated in kind. And again, I can write 5 narratives. Now, let's say that we did at the beginning of the year a love, respect, kindness project that would fit in the environment area. Then we need to go under environment and put that there. That needs to be in the statistical under community service projects. And then the information below. I hope that answers that question, Laura.
Jean wants to know, can we count the hours guests have worked?
No, the only hours that you can count are members of your club paying dues members, not guests, not family members, and unfortunately not booster members. The boost only full paying club dues members.
Wanda wants to know, will we get copies of the slides and example forms or a link?
Copies of the slides, or you certainly can have the PowerPoint if you'd like. There are also on this form, there are a lot of, go back up here. For example, in-kind donations, it gives this one gives 4 different examples of in-kind donations. Dollars donated, dollars raised, volunteer hours. But yes, if you would like the slides, absolutely, I will make those available. Laura, how can I do that?
So Deb's
I
team, Deb's committee is going to send out the follow-up, I think in the next day or two, right, Deb? We can just attach the PowerPoint to that. It'll also have a link to the survey and the recording from tonight.
Yes, so the plan is to send all that out tomorrow.
Perfect.
Now, if the PowerPoint is too big, can we send them a link of where to get it?
Yes, a Google Drive
Okay.
link.
Perfect.
Okay.
That there are some non-questions, just some good comments in chat if anybody wants to take a look, but that is it so far for the questions. Oh, no, one more, Linda Ferris. 2 more. Can we mention number of boosters who help with a project?
Absolutely. Definitely. And you can put that in your narratives anywhere. You can talk about, we had 5 boosters helped us. We couldn't have done this without them. Any information like that, just don't include their numbers in your actual statistics. Sorry.
Julia wants to know, will this, I think this is for Deb. Deb, will this webinar be on gfwcflorida.org?
Yes,
Yes.
it will be. Ed will be, our webmaster will be putting it up.
That's the end of the questions, Dara, for now anyway.
One more thing I want to say. I really think this is complete, but I know some of you have questions that you're afraid to ask, and that's fine. Please contact me. My information, there's my email address. Please email me. Please call me anytime. If you feel like your club or your district needs more information on reporting, I certainly can come and help you or talk to you over the phone or Zoom, whatever will help. That's it.
Okay. So
Dare.
right, I have put the link to the survey in our chat box. If people don't, we would really appreciate if you would fill out the survey. And at the end of the survey, you also have the opportunity to sign up for our next webinar, which is December 7th. And it's on 501c3s and financial reporting. So that's the next one. And you can sign up right now while we're wrapping up and Dara's answering questions.
I know you have some more questions.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Everyone is an expert now, so I expect to see some great reports. One thing I do want to say, don't wait until the end of January to start working on these. Start now so that when questions do come up, you can contact me without being frantic about it. And that way you will be very prepared.
Well, Dara, I think it's my role to say a huge thank you for sharing all of this wonderful information with us tonight. On behalf of all of us, we appreciate you and your patience with all of our questions. I do want to give Candy Aubin a second, if that's okay, Deb. I see her on here.
Yeah.
She is actually the host of the next webinar. So
Yay.
Candy, do you want to turn your camera on? Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about it? Because you are the presenter in December. I saw her a second ago.
She's here.
Such a great idea for her to talk.
I'm asking her to unmute.
Okay, unmute.
There she goes.
I'm sorry, you all. I am in a hotel room and the internet goes up and down. So I have it on two different things, my phone and my laptops. So yes, we are looking so forward to the webinar next time. We will be talking a lot about 501c3s as well as state requirements. So please join us, especially your treasurers. We really need them to be there. Presidents need them to be there. It should be pretty informative. So I appreciate the committee giving us an opportunity to present.
Thanks, Candy. Dara, you have a couple more questions here.
Awesome.
Christine wants you to repeat where to find on the website. I'm not sure whether that's where to find the reports or the recording, so maybe address both.
You know what? I'm going to share my screen again really quick for just a minute. And I am going to, nobody cares about that. So you definitely have to log in. If you don't have a login, there's a way to get one. But we're going to say you have a login, and mine is saved in here because otherwise, Lord knows it would take us forever to find it. Oops, I'm not a robot. So it takes me straight to the Member Center when I do that. And I'm going to slide down here. And I'm going to assume that in the next couple of days, the link to sign up for Candy's workshop will be here.
Yes.
We're going to come down, and under this section, forms, reporting, and more, down here at the bottom, reports, Women's Club reporting. I'm going to click on that. And there we go. We have the helpful tools. This is the handbook, the worksheets, the in-kind donation guide from GFWC. The remittance form is here only because you have to pay your dues before your reports are counted. And then the two reporting forms. This is the one that we've been looking at. And this is actually an interaction form, Women's Club to Juniorette. Laura and I aren't quite sure why that's here, but it's here and we kept it here. So I hope that helps you know how to find that. I'm going to stop sharing again.
I'm looking to see what else we have in here. A lot of thank yous that I'll let you read, Deb. A lot of compliments on your presentation. Susan, thank you. This survey apparently says the next webinar is on the 27th of December. No, we're all going to be taking some time off that week.
Whoops.
The flyer says the 7th. Yes, it is December 7th. In general, it is always that first, what is that? The first Wednesday of the month at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll make sure that the survey maker corrects that. So you all have the correct date. Deb, if you want to let her know, that would be great.
Yes, I'm writing it down. I put in the chat box the correct date, but
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And did you all see the survey link? We would love for you to click on that right now before you go and start filling it out. It's very short. Deb popped it in there for you. I don't see any other questions, Dara. Whoops, a couple more comments.
Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. And Deb, thank you, your committee. And I know Laura didn't say it, but leadership and membership also for letting us have these webinars. This is the first webinar I've done, but I've attended several of them and I've learned so much. What a wonderful membership asset to have. It's great.
Thank you, Dara. Thanks, everyone.
thank you, everybody.
Thank you all for coming.
And thank you for your dedication to learn more about reporting.
We're going to stop recording and say goodnight. Bye, everyone. Have a great evening.
Good night, y'all.
Thanks for being here.
Good night.